All right, so get ready because today we are going deep into the craziness that is Indian college hostels.
Oh, yeah.
But with a twist.
A twist.
Yeah, we're seeing it all through the lens of this seriously funny YouTube video.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
We're talking about a transcript from the channel, Not Your Type.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Their video is called Indian College or Hostel Stories, Foot Relationships.
Sounds promising.
Oh, it is.
So what makes this video stand out from, just typical college humor?
Well, first off, they don't hold back.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Right from the start, they set the tone.
How so?
They jump from these old-school love letters delivered by pigeons.
Pigeons. Real.
Straight to the modern world of dating apps.
Ah, I see. So like tradition versus today.
Yeah, exactly. And that contrast tells you right away this isn't some romanticized, nostalgic view of college.
So no looking back at the good old days through rose-colored glasses.
Nope. This is raw, exaggerated, and yeah, maybe a tad cynical too.
Refreshing, honestly.
Right. And then come the complaints.
Oh, the complaints.
About their hostel, of course.
Let me guess. The usual suspects. Bad food, noisy roommates.
Oh, it's way worse.
How much worse can it be?
Picture this. A fridge that's basically a science experiment.
Okay, that's pretty bad.
Heat so unbearable. One of the guys does a spit test to see if it evaporates instantly.
A spit test.
Yeah, like a survival tactic in the Sahara Desert, only this is a dorm room.
I mean, we've all been there, right? Dealing with less than ideal housing.
Totally relatable. But they take it to a whole other level, making you laugh at just how absurd it gets.
I can see that.
And speaking of absurd, their toilet is broken.
Ugh, a broken toilet is the worst.
And it leads to a whole messy situation for the entire apartment.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little less sorry for my old apartment now.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Hit me with it.
Pigeons. Not just any pigeon.
Okay, I'm listening.
These pigeons, according to one character, they shoot bullets.
Shoot bullets!
There's even this whole story about someone getting hit and, let's just say, undergoing a rather unfortunate transformation.
All right, now that's just taking things way too far.
But that's the brilliance of it.
Yeah.
They could have just said annoying pigeons, but no, they go full-blown over the top.
And that works.
It's so ridiculous you can't help but laugh.
I guess sometimes you just gotta embrace the absurdity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what really got me? This scene where they think they're watching TV,
Okay.
but it's actually their neighbor's window.
What?
And their neighbor is setting up these elaborate scenarios like a reality show, just to mess with them.
Oh, wow. Is that even legal?
It's more about the commentary on, like, lack of privacy.
True. In a city, you're always kind of in everyone's business.
And then we have the cake scene.
Cake? As in celebration.
The channel hits 1 million subscribers.
Wow, that's huge.
And the creator, who also plays all the characters, he's celebrating alone.
Oh, wow. That's both funny and kind of sad.
He's the YouTuber, the delivery guy, Andy, the lucky subscriber, all in one.
A one-man show. I can relate to that hustle, though.
Right. But before we get too deep, the mood shifts with the arrival of Shanti.
Who's Shanti?
He's still heartbroken from a breakup. 2 years ago.
2 years. He needs to move on.
The video's not all just slapstick, though.
Okay, so there's depth, too.
It reminds you that student life isn't always fun and games. There's heartbreak, real stuff.
So it's got layers.
Exactly. It's like a roller coaster of emotions, just like real life.
Okay, so where does this roller coaster take us next?
Oh, just you wait. From here on out, it's pure chaos.
Oh, boy, I'm ready. Give me the highlights.
So first, Shandy's convinced time is flying by, but his watch is just broken.
A classic case of misinterpretation.
Then he gets into a race with a school bus.
A school bus? Why?
Don't ask me. It just happens. And it ends in a showdown at a samosa stall.
Of course it's a samosa stall.
And, as if things couldn't get weirder, his wife shows up with a surprise guest.
Wait, wife? In quotes?
It's complicated.
Oh.
But we also find out Shanty's got a new job at a local bar.
This is all happening so fast.
Buckle up, because then we're thrown into a flashback to Shanty's first date with his ex.
Okay, this should be good.
Imagine this. A dying father, a surprise gift, and a sudden escape to Herod War.
Wait, back up. A dying father?
It's as crazy as it sounds.
Yeah.
Then, just when you think you've seen it all, boom, a ghost appears.
A ghost? Seriously?
And you know what happens next? An exorcism attempt, complete with all the cliches you can think of.
This video is all over the place in the best way possible.
Right. And just when you think it can't get any weirder, there's this scene with the bus driver.
Okay, what did the bus driver do?
Spiking a baby's bottle with alcohol.
What? my.
Don't try to make sense of it. It's pure absurdity.
So it's like a parody of Indian cinema, but for the internet age.
Exactly. But amidst all this craziness, there's actually a main plot. Their quest to find a new apartment.
Oh, right. They're trying to escape that hostel.
They go through a whole bunch of places, each one worse than the last. Shady landlords, weird features, the whole shebang.
Apartment hunting can be a nightmare, especially in a city.
They've captured that frustration perfectly, turning it into comedy gold.
So, did they find a decent place in the end?
They think they found the perfect apartment,
Hmm.
only to discover it's their own.
No way. They went through all that for nothing.
It's a hilarious metaphor for feeling stuck,
Yeah.
even when you're trying to change your situation.
That's so relatable for students or anyone, really.
And that's where we'll wrap up part 1 of our deep dive. Okay, so we've seen the chaos, we've heard the complaints, but there's a lot more to this video than just the laughs, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like they've wrapped up some serious social commentary in a big, bright package of comedy.
Yeah, like when they're talking about the broken fridge and the unbearable heat, the spit test.
Right. Like, it's funny, but it also makes you think about the conditions some students are living in.
Exactly. They're using humor to point out a real problem, but without getting all preachy about it.
It's a smart way to make a point, make people laugh and then maybe get them thinking, too.
And then there's the whole apartment hunting subplot, which, let's be honest, is pretty much everyone's worst nightmare.
Oh, tell me about it. Trying to find a decent place to live can be a total disaster.
And they capture that so well. The shady landlords, the ridiculous demands, the weird quirks in every apartment.
It's all exaggerated, of course, but it's so relatable. We've all been there.
It's that shared experience that makes it so funny. You're laughing because you know exactly how frustrating it can be.
And it's not just the apartment hunting. Remember the scene where they think they're watching TV, but it's actually their neighbor's window?
Oh yeah, that was classic. It's like a commentary on the lack of privacy in city life.
Exactly. You're constantly surrounded by people, by noise, by other people's dramas.
It's like you can never truly escape, even in your own home.
And speaking of never escaping, this hostel is a prime example. It's like a constant assault on the senses.
Yeah, between the pigeons shooting bullets and the broken appliances and Shanty's emotional outbursts, it's a wonder they haven't all gone mad.
But in a weird way, there's also this sense of community in all that chaos.
That's true. When they're all complaining together or celebrating the YouTube channel's success, you see those little moments of connection.
It's like the hostel, for all its flaws, brings them together. They're all in it together.
It's a reminder that even in the most frustrating situations, you can find humor and companionship.
And you can't talk about this video without mentioning the language. It's a perfect blend of Hindi, English, slang. It's how young people in India actually talk.
It feels so authentic and real, which I think is a big part of why the humor works so well.
Absolutely. It's like you're getting a glimpse into their world, into their culture. And the editing style, the quick cuts, the zoom-ins, the sound effects.
It's like a visual representation of the internet itself. Fast-paced, chaotic, and full of surprises.
And the humor itself is so unique. It's a mix of slapstick, wordplay, and pure absurdity.
It's distinctly Indian in its flavor, but it also has this universal appeal. You don't need to understand every cultural reference to get the joke.
Oh, and the Bollywood references. Those are a nice touch for anyone who's familiar with Indian cinema.
It's like they're winking at the audience saying, "We get you. We share the same love for these films."
So with all that said, why do you think this video resonates so much with its audience?
I think it's because it captures the essence of what it's like to be young in India today. The struggles, the joys, the frustrations, the humor. It's all there.
It's not just making fun of college life, it's celebrating it, embracing the good and the bad.
And it's doing it in a way that feels fresh, exciting, and totally in tune with a digital-savvy audience.
It's a love letter to the messiness of youth, written in the language of the internet.
Well said. But let's shift gears for a moment.
Okay, where are we headed?
This video, while incredibly entertaining, is also a sign of something bigger happening in Indian culture.
You're right, there's a larger context here.
It's about a shift in how entertainment is being created and consumed. It's about giving a voice to a new generation.
That's a great point, and it's something we should explore further.
Definitely. So after a quick...
Hold on, before we jump ahead, let's hear from our listeners.
Oh, good idea.
We've talked about crazy neighbors and apartment hunting nightmares. Have you experienced anything similar? We want to hear your stories.
Share your experiences with us on social media. We'll be right back to continue our deep dive into this fascinating topic. Welcome back to the show. It feels like we've just scratched the surface of this video, even after all this
I
analysis.
know, right? There's just so much to unpack.
It's funny how something that started with pigeons shooting bullets has led us to a conversation about a cultural shift in India.
Right. It's not just about one video, is it? It's about what this video represents.
And what it represents is this new wave of DIY independent creators who are changing the game.
Absolutely. They're not waiting for permission or a big budget. They're just going out there and making things happen.
And people are responding. This video has millions of views, and it's just one example of this larger trend.
It's proof that you don't need fancy sets or big-name actors to make something that people connect with.
It's all about the content, the humor, the authenticity. And this video has all of that in spades.
It's like they've tapped into something that traditional media just hasn't been able to capture.
And it's not just about being funny, is it? There's also this sense of fearlessness, of not being afraid to push boundaries.
Oh, yeah. They're tackling social issues, cultural norms, even political topics, all through the lens of humor.
It's like they're saying, we're not going to shy away from the tough conversations, but we're going to do it in a way that makes you laugh.
And that's what makes it so powerful. Because when you can make someone laugh, you can also make them think.
You disarm them with humor, and then you slip in these really insightful observations about society, about life, about everything.
And the self-awareness. The creator is constantly poking fun at himself, at the characters, at the whole situation.
It's like he's in on the joke, and that makes it even funnier. It's that we're all in this together kind of vibe.
And that's what resonates with people. It's honest, it's relatable, and it doesn't take itself too seriously.
It's entertainment with a heart and a brain and a really funny bone.
So if we zoom out a bit, what does this all tell us about the future of entertainment in India?
Well, I think it's safe to say that the old ways of doing things are being challenged,
Yeah, the gatekeepers are losing their grip.
and a new generation is stepping up, empowered by technology and a desire to tell their own stories.
And those stories are often funny, insightful, and deeply personal.
They're a reflection of the changing face of India, a country that's both ancient and modern, traditional and progressive.
It's a fascinating time to be watching all this unfold.
It makes you wonder, what will this new wave of creators come up with next?
I can't wait to find out.
So to our listeners, if you haven't seen this video yet, do yourselves a favor and check it out.
You won't regret it.
And let us know what you think. Join the conversation on social media, share your own stories, and keep exploring the world of digital entertainment. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a wild ride.
Until next time.